were built for this. You wouldn't have been in this position if you weren't ready for this.
Hello, my friends. I hope you've had an excellent week, albeit that you're probably still sitting at home and wondering when we're going to be able to get out and start running our businesses again. However, while we're waiting for these things to occur, I want to talk a little bit around how you would be feeling now, how you'd be feeling being cooped up for the last couple of months, how you're feeling about the way your business is operating, how you're feeling about life in general. And it's pretty important that you take a step back and reflect about you may not be going okay. And as business owners, as leaders, we have a huge responsibility because of a lot of our focus has been on problem solving for, as I said, the last 8 weeks. What's going to happen here? How do I fix this? What do I do here? Can we do this? Will this happen? How will that occur? All these things. And you actually have to check in on yourself. You have to check in on your own emotions. You have to check in and ask yourself, how am I actually doing? Forget the business, forget everything else, but just how are you coping with this period of time? Because the emotional toll that a lot of you are under is extremely heavy. And when you're sitting at the top of your company, when you're sitting at the top of your family, or you feel responsible for those things, there's not many people that actually ask you how you're going that you can have an honest conversation with. And so that old saying, it's lonely at the top, is really important because you have to acknowledge that it is lonely at the top. It is lonely when you're trying to give so much to everyone to actually not have that reciprocated anywhere. And as we go along on this journey, we find different groups and different people and confidants that we start to build our network out. But that's not always the case. And particularly with COVID and the experiences we've had now, a lot of these people are also going through that. People who would be a support or a mentor or something like that, they're actually going through some things themselves. So you might have lost a lot of the emotional support that you once had when things get difficult, and particularly for such a prolonged time. So I just want you to consider how you're going at the moment and giving yourself that little bit of rope to be, it's okay not to be okay right now. It's okay just to feel like you're just holding on. Things will move. Things will start to happen. Things will change. But it doesn't mean if you're feeling exhausted, if you're not quite sure what the next step is, all these sort of things, it's okay to be thinking that. A lot of people beat themselves up because they feel that's a weakness. But there's actually emotional depth and emotional intelligence to this. And as you get bigger as a business, as you start to progress, as you start to do things, as you start to get through life with more experience, you'll realize that having that dialogue with yourself is very important. You need to be able to self-check. And if you find that things, aren't quite what you need them to be, reach out. But it's okay to have that dialogue. It's okay to check in with yourself, and it's okay not to feel 100%. What we have to develop as skills is when we know that we're not at 100%, what are the mechanisms we need to self-manage in order to get back to where we want to be? Where do we give ourselves a bit of a break? Where do we find things that inspire us so we can get back on the horse? But just for now, being extraordinary circumstances, check in with yourself. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Give yourself a little bit of a pass to be okay with not being 100%. We're all people who try and grab things in life and want to achieve. But sometimes you just have to take the foot off the accelerator for a little bit, check in, and just do what you need to do to just feel right now. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.